All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're uncorking a story that's absolutely soaked in whiskey and regret. A jazz noir narrative called Wild as the Wind. We're going to follow a man on a journey from these smoky jazz clubs in New York all the way to the bloody streets of the Midwest. And why? All for a woman who's, well, she's more of a mystery than anything else. So right off the bat, this quote tells you everything you need to know about our main guy, Jack DeLuna. He's not strong, he's not stoic, he's just empty. He's totally adrift in his own life. And that kind of hollowness, it's like a vacuum, just begging for chaos to come rushing in. So where do we find our guy Jack? Well, this is his ordinary world, though, ordinary might be a stretch. Picture this, a world that's all whiskey browns and neon reds, with this constant looping soundtrack of a lonely saxophone and the clinking of glasses. And this really just breaks down how bleak his routine is. I mean, this isn't just a guy having a rough week. This is his entire life, totally on autopilot. Sure, he's haunted by the loss of his family, but you get the sense the real ghost in the room is his own ability to feel anything at all. He's just another suit, staring into a glass, waiting for something, anything to happen. And then she walks in. Of course she does. This is the classic call to adventure, but done completely noir style. She doesn't just enter the room, she completely shatters the stale, smoky air he's been breathing for who knows how long. And this is her, Lily. And the way she's described, wow. She's not just pretty, she's a force of nature. Her eyes aren't just looking around, they're reading the room, cataloging everyone in it. You know right away she's a player in some game you don't even know the rules to, and she's both dangerous and impossible to look away from. So why does Jack even bother? Because he's got absolutely nothing to lose. He's not trying to win her game, he's just playing because, hey, for the first time in forever, he's actually feeling something. It all leads to this kiss that's described as being more like a fight than anything romantic. It's reckless, it's probably stupid, but man, is it alive? Then, just like that, the next morning, she's gone. Poof. And she took something. But it wasn't his wallet, not his watch. She took his crucifix, the one thing he's worn every single day since he was a boy. And this isn't really about religion, It's about who he is. And she just walked out the door with a piece of him. And that's it. That's the moment he decides he's got to go after her. And let's be real here. This is not about getting a crucifix back. No way. He's chasing that spark, that feeling she gave him. It's the only thing that's made him feel anything but hollow. He's literally chasing a ghost, and he has no idea if she's going to save him or destroy him. So he gets on a train to Chicago, and right away, his tiny little world just explodes. He meets these two people who are going to be huge in his story. Charles, this super smart philosopher type, and Renee, a fiery revolutionary. So suddenly he's not alone anymore. But his new friends, they come with their own set of problems. And then he gets to Chicago and walks right into the heart of mob territory. And this quote from Charles, it's really the whole point of Jock's journey, isn't it? Charles basically looks at Jock's whole life and says, "You're hiding." He's pushing back against that safe, boring life Jock has built for himself. He's saying, look, man, real life is out there, in the storm, in the mystery. He's that voice in Jock's ear telling him he can be more than just this empty suit. Okay, so we're in Chicago. And this is where things get complicated. The real trials are starting now. Jack's not just on some romantic quest for a girl anymore. No, he's deep in the criminal underworld where one wrong look could get him killed. Everything from here on out is about confrontation, and the stakes just keep getting higher. So Jack finally tracks Lily down, and the stakes just go through the roof because she's with Domenico Falcone, the scariest mob boss in the whole city. And then comes the big reveal. She's not his girl, she's his daughter. Uh-oh, Jack didn't just walk into a messy love triangle, he walked into the middle of a major crime family. Falcone tells him to back off, but yeah, we know Jack by now. He doesn't really care about the consequences. And Falcone, he is not messing around. His goons drag Jack into a back alley to finish him off. You hear the click of the gun, and that should be it for Jack. But then, bang, gunshots from somewhere else. It's Renee, the revolutionary from the train. Turns out she was tailing Falcone's crew, and Jack just stumbled into her operation. Just like that, she's his totally unexpected guardian angel. After that, things just get insane. The whole group flees to a supposed safe house in Indianapolis, but a quick trip into town turns into an absolute bloodbath, a three-way shootout between them, the mafia who followed them, and the Klan. The whole city just erupts. It's a miracle they get out alive. But going through something that crazy, it bonds them. It has to. After surviving all that, you'd think, okay, the worst has to be over now, right? Nope. This is where the story gets really dark, because it turns out the real monsters aren't the guys with guns on the street. They're the ones sitting right next to you. This is the gut punch of the whole story. So you have to ask yourself, who is the real monster here? I mean, they've gone up against the mob, the Klan, but what if the biggest danger of all was the person right there with them, the one offering advice and a friendly smile? And here it is, the twist. Charles, the wise, kind philosopher, he confesses. He's the Red Ripper, the serial killer they've been hearing about on the news this whole time. All those stories he told about love and loss, they weren't real memories. They were his twisted way of justifying what he does. He wasn't mentoring Jack, he was playing him. And the big showdown doesn't happen in some epic location. It happens in a dirty, cramped casino bathroom. It's just a brutal, ugly fight to stay alive. Jack and an injured Renee against the man they thought was their friend. And it's all over when Renee has to kill him, just to survive. So, they survived. But surviving the monster is one thing. How do you live with that kind of betrayal? This last part of the story is all about Jack's, well, his resurrection, I guess. He is not the same guy who was moping in that jazz club, not even close. He's been completely broken down and forced to see himself and the world for what it really is. And you can see the change so clearly here. He starts as this hollow man, which is just empty, passive, but he ends up a broken man. And that's different. Being broken means he's finally questioning everything. He's not numb anymore. He's in pain, for sure, but it's that pain that's making him actually think. And the ending with Lily, it's just pure tragedy. There's this final shootout in a burning warehouse, Jack's trying to get them out, and an FBI agent shoots her. So Lily, this whole mysterious reason for his entire journey, just dies in his arms. And her last words aren't some big secret reveal, it's just, no, 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 as her life is ripped away. It's just a brutal, senseless end for her. After everything goes down, when it's all quiet, it's Renee who finally makes him face the music. They're on a boardwalk somewhere, and she just lays it all out for him. She tells him, you weren't running to her, Jack. You were running from yourself, from his past, from his pain, from that hollowness. The whole insane adventure was just noise to drown out the silence in his own head. And that's where we leave him, with this question. Jack has lost everything. The illusions, the quest, the woman he made his whole purpose. All that's left is him. And he has a choice to make. Does he finally stop running? Or does he just find another ghost to chase down another dark alley? We don't get the answer. And it really makes you wonder, can a guy like that ever really find his way home?